sharing with an audience that say it can't be done, that it can be done, and that sometimes it can't be done, and that's also okay. So you can't have everything in life, because where would you put it, as Steve Wright would say? But what you can do is give it your absolute best and know that day you left nothing behind. So I talk about, and you'll like this, 211 versus 212. Now, if you don't know the acronym about this, have you ever boiled a kettle of water, Chris?
I have.
Have you ever watched a kettle of water boil? Well, the second before it boils, it gets to 211 degrees Fahrenheit. That is very, very hot, but it is not boiling. Would you agree?
I would, yep.
The second it boils, it's what I call 212 degrees Fahrenheit. 211 is great. And most of what you and I do, I'm going to be honest with you, is what I call a 211 day. And we do a great day, but I'll go back to something you said. Something you did with Michael Palin to get him to come on your show was a 212 day.
It bloody was, yes.
But that's not every day. You know, you meet the milkman, you go out and you do your job and you do whatever, and you do a very good job, but that's called 211. But occasionally, 5 or 6 times a year, you'll do a 212. You've got no idea why the interview went so well. You've got no idea why Michael said yes. You've got no idea why, but all your ducks are in a row. And I aim to play always 211. But there are times when I'm just in the moment, when I'm not looking for the audience, I'm just in flow, and I'm working for a cause and not applause. Does that make sense?
It completely
And I have a
makes sense.
212 day, and people go to me, unbelievable what you did. We need you to come back with 9 other teams. And I've just had that with a major firm of estate agents, where something that I did was amazing, even though I thought I've done that many times. But I'm now on my 7th new client with them. And if I was to look back at the video, and I sometimes can, I can't see what I was doing different.
Yeah.
But my energy was definitely different. And I probably turned up feeling different. And I've lost some weight since I did Entrepreneurs. I've lost 1.5 stone. I've got another 1.5 stone to go. But that's not what it was, because I performed well when we did that speech.
Yeah.
But the game is to see, when you have a 212 day, what was happening the day before, what was happening the hour before, because something changed in your approach, your language, and you weren't being what I call needy.
And it affirms the notion of the level of presence, you know, how you show up. One of my favourite quotes about leadership is, it's how you show up every single day. Wash, rinse, repeat, not in a dull way, but just keep showing up, be where your feet are, aspire to be present. And I've never heard the 211, 212 tilt, and I think it's profound.
So occasionally I'll say to someone, how was your speech? And I go, it was really good. And a couple of my pals know, they'll go 211 or 212.
Yeah.
And occasionally I've done a 213, which is impossible if you get my drift.
It's like
you can't
people
have more than boiling water.
Yes.
And when you do a 213, you get 250 people come up to you, and you've sold 400 books, and you get 9 bookings before you've even left the room.
Yeah.
That's just unusual. That's not I've got agents that work with me. I've got people who are doing it, but it just goes ballistic. And I've had a few of those in 25 years.
Wonderful. And I almost don't need to ask this, but when was your last 212 day?
About 4 weeks ago, with a firm of estate agents.
When was your last 213 day?
About a year ago.
I love the fact it's rare and it's beautiful and it's precious.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome. That's alchemy and gold right there.
You couldn't have boiling every single day, because then, it's a bit like you need polarities between hot and cold. Not every single day is phenomenal, because you wouldn't know what a bad day was. And sometimes it's good to have a bad day, because then you recognise what good days look like. Which
relates to, you're only as good as your next interaction, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. Yes.
Yeah.
We fish in very similar waters. This is lovely stuff you're attesting to.